All right, let's talk about a huge matchup in Los Angeles. You've got the NBA-leading Oklahoma City Thunder rolling into town to face the Lakers. Now, you'd expect a game like this to be all about the fireworks between the big names, right? Well, the real story here wasn't about the superstars. It was about what happens when they're not there. So right from the opening tip, the entire script for this game just got thrown out the window. Look at this! The Thunder. They're without their MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And the Lakers are missing their own force of nature, their all-star big man. With both teams down a key superstar, the stage was set for a totally different kind of fight. And that really became the question of the night, didn't it? When your headliners are out, the game becomes a battle of the supporting cast. It's not about who has the biggest name, but who has the deeper roster. So who was going to grab the spotlight? Well, for a while, the answer wasn't a single person. It was a style of play. Without all that usual offensive firepower on the floor, this thing turned into an absolute old-school grind. We're talking a test of pure toughness for 3 straight quarters. Yeah, the Associated Press absolutely nailed it when they called this a Thunder-style physical game. You can forget about pretty plays and easy buckets. This was all about hard-nosed defense, battling for every inch in the paint. Just a gritty, tough fight for every single possession. You can see it all over the box score. And if you want proof, just look at this number, 52. That's how many free throws were shot in this game. A number like that just screams physicality, right? It tells you this game was a slugfest, with constant contact, whistles blowing, and 2 teams just relentlessly going at each other. And you know what? Through all that bruising basketball, neither team could get any breathing room. It was a constant tug of war, with the lead just swinging back and forth. So after 36 minutes of all that, the game was completely tied up. The stage was set, and anybody, had to step up and break this thing open. And that is exactly when this story found its hero. Just when it felt like the Thunder needed a jolt of lightning, they got it, and it came from a guy who was making his much-anticipated return to the court. Jalen Williams. He'd been out for 10 straight games, nursing a nagging hamstring injury. That's a long time to be watching from the sidelines, but tonight he was finally back. And wow, did he look like he hadn't missed a single beat. He ended up dropping a team-high 23 points. I mean, that's an incredible night for any player, but for someone just coming back from an injury like that, it's huge. But it's not just that he scored, it's when he scored that changed everything. Check this out. 15 of his 23 points came in the second half. Just think about that. When the game was at its toughest, when legs were getting heavy from that physical grind, that's when Jalen Williams decided to take over. He was the offensive weapon they were so desperately missing. And that scoring explosion is what powered Oklahoma City right through a dominant fourth quarter. This is where it all happened. The game was won in those final 12 minutes, thanks to a handful of massive clutch plays. You know, with the game hanging in the balance, both Jalen Williams and his teammate Jalen Williams just took control. The AP called them big jumpers, and that's exactly what they were. They weren't just shots, they were absolute daggers that broke the game open and gave OKC the lead for good. And the exclamation point on the whole thing? Oh, that came from Chet Holmgren. With just a little over a minute to go, he flies in for this massive putback dunk. It was just an unbelievable, emphatic play that basically sealed the deal and totally silenced that LA crowd. And this chart really tells the story of the final frame. In the fourth quarter, the Thunder just put their foot on the gas. They outscored the Lakers 26-19. In a game that was neck and neck for 3 quarters, that 7-point gap in the final period, well, that was everything. So, what do we make of all this? What does one single game really tell us about the bigger picture for these 2 squads? Let's get into the final takeaways. So, here's the story in numbers. You see Jalen Williams with his 23 points, but look at the help he had. 19 from Isaiah Joe, 13 crucial points from Chet Holmgren. And yeah, the Lakers got some solid performances from their guys, but they just couldn't match that balanced, next-man-up mentality from the Thunder. So what's the immediate fallout? Well, for OKC, this was a huge win. It snaps a little 2-game losing streak and just reinforces why they're the top team in the league. For the Lakers, though, it's a total momentum killer. That 3-game winning streak is gone, and suddenly their home court doesn't look so invincible. When you boil it all down, this game was so much more than just another win for the Thunder. It was a statement. It was proof that they can go on the road, win a tough, ugly, physical game without their MVP. And it was an incredible showcase for the return of a rising star in Jalen Williams. Which leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on, right? We all know what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander brings to the table, but as we get closer and closer to the playoffs, you have to wonder, is it the Thunder's unbelievable depth, their ability for the next man up to become the hero? Is that their most dangerous weapon of all?